Welcome back to the Shoot Your Shot podcast. I am one of your hosts, Zach.
I'm Danny.
And we somehow got to an episode 2. Yeah, this week we're going to try to limit the amount of topics because I think last week we kind of, 8 topics was definitely too much. So just getting right into it. Last week we made our predictions for the Baylor versus Gonzaga championship game. And needless to say, we were both wrong.
Very, very wrong. You were a little closer to being right, though.
I was closer because I said it wouldn't be a surprise if Baylor won, but I still picked Gonzaga to win.
Yeah, that game was just unexpected and in so many different ways. So I think we should definitely do a little bit of a recap in case you didn't watch the full game, and it was just a shit show from the beginning. Baylor got out to a stupid early lead. It was 9-0 to start and did not get better. So, stifling defense from Baylor throughout just the entire game. It was absolutely amazing. Gonzaga was just completely turning the ball over all the time.
Yeah. I think it was Gonzaga's first time really getting matched because UCLA it was a close game, but that was UCLA's best game ever, and
that was just another great game for Gonzaga.
Yeah, but this was the first time where not only did the other team play well, Gonzaga played bad.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even bad. It's just they were just getting exposed. It's like Baylor just knew what to do. And
Drew Timme especially.
No, yeah, he was a no-show.
I remember when we were watching, they kept popping up on the sidebar, Drew Timme's 4 for 5. It's yeah, but those were all through created layups.
Yeah, and all of it was
and it did not
change. It was all in the first quarter,
and it did not.
They adjusted or first half.
It did not make up for how shit he was on defense.
Yeah, they're just Gonzaga was just exposed. They were even starting to just take terrible shots, and then they got out rebounded as well.
Get a shot off.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just a complete shit show. And congrats to Baylor. It was just an amazingly played game. They deserved every single, piece of credit that they've been given because that's an amazing team and they played some amazing basketball and they definitely deserve to be national champions.
Yep. Yeah, we weren't gonna dive too much into that because
we're not huge NCAA fans, but it was definitely a great game to watch with all the hype leading into it.
I think we go on to the way too early predictions next, just to keep up with NCAA.
Yeah, we can do that.
So, what struck us in particular, so ESPN has a list, called the way too early list, predictions, where basically they self-explanatory where they predict who are the going to be the top college teams, obviously way too early because the season won't start for another 7 months. What struck us was that Purdue, the team that we root for and the school we go to, was ranked number 3
in the nation.
After, which is especially surprising, is they just got upset by a 13th seeded North Texas.
And it's definitely one of those things where it feels like it's for shock value, something like that, because we don't really have a developing storyline other than Jaden Ivey, but Jaden Ivey didn't he was a. Sorry, I gotta sneeze here. Excuse me, but Jaden Ivey is a great freshman, but he wasn't ready to be dropping 20 a game, 20 plus a game Carson Edwards was carrying us before, and it's just one of those things where Travion is leaving as well. He's a senior. He's gone. And that was our offense. Right? So.
Well, he's going to be senior next year, so we still have him.
I thought he was a senior this
year. No, he's a junior this year. So he's going to be a senior. So next year will be his last season.
All right. Well, even in that case.
Even then, it's it's Travion Williams. He's not,
he's not one of the best centers, and he got his ass exposed. It wasn't even exposed. It's what can you do in a double team?
I wouldn't say he got exposed. It was sort of just Matt Painter just did not help him.
His offensive understanding or scheme got exposed. And so we do have a recruiting class. We have 2 4-star recruits. both are power forwards, and both are basically of the same exact build. So it's one of
And our
those.
best
things
player is also a 6'9", 10
Yeah.
power forward.
So it's one of those things where we're getting some 4 stars, and keep in mind these are some of the best recruits Purdue has ever gotten. Purdue is not some long-term, powerhouse of recruiting.
Yeah, we're not Duke or Kentucky or any of like the big blue schools.
So I think, but both of them were what, 3-6, 4-6 of all time Purdue recruits.
Something like that. I know. Well, I know.
3-6. So Trey Kaufman.
Third and sixth bet. Yeah.
Yeah, Trey Kaufman is the third best recruit. Caleb First is the sixth best recruit, and they are ranked both 4 stars according to 24/7 Sports. And they're like so similar.
Yeah, which is concerning because not only are those two really similar, our best player is also a similar. I mean, he's bigger, but
yeah, he's bigger, but still he's close to that same position, and it's a power forward. So it's one of those things.
Unless like Trey Kaufman and
Caleb First.
Yeah, first. Unless they're like really tall 6'8" wings, maybe I could see it, but it's still like, if they're playing to the typical basketball position to like what your build is, there's going to be conflicts.
Yeah, and overall, like nationally, we only have the 37th best class in the nation. So we're already a team not full of talent. We'll have some development, like, since we're now, apparently I messed it up, but we're keeping Travion, but there's not a lot of improvement for him because, he's probably as strong as he's going to ever be.
Yeah, like he could lose more weight, but it's not like he's going to become blazing fast.
Yeah, I think the biggest person who will probably step up is Jaden Ivey.
Ivy and maybe Edie.
Yeah,
but
like, that's a big maybe because because he'll still be a backup. But with Ivey, it's like he could definitely take a step forward. Now that he's had a year in the system, adjusting to college as well, right?
Yeah,
and all of that. So I definitely think he'll be able to take a big step, but I don't see how we can be number 3.
Yeah, number 3 is.
Are we going to be in the top 25 with 2, all-time recruits? I definitely think so because we were already in the top 25, and it's not like we're losing an immense amount of.
All we lost was who, like Eric Hunter or Aaron Wheeler. We lost one of them,
and that's not some person.
And let's be honest with you, we didn't really care about them.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's just one of those things that we wanted to share because it's such a shocking revelation almost.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to move now to the NBA, which we still don't know that much about, but more. For those who don't know, the NBA, the ESPN recently released a under 25 list, which is basically the top 25 players that are under 25 years old. So it's basically like the up-and-coming young talent. I'll quickly go over the list. Number 1, so from 1st to 25th, Luka Doncic, Zion Williamson, LaMelo Ball, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, De'Aaron Fox, Ben Simmons, Devin Booker, Bam Adebayo, Shea, Gilgeous-Alexander, Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., John Morant, Trae Young, Mikal Bridges, Domantas Sabonis, Anthony Edwards, DeAndre Ayton, Tyrese Halliburton, John Collins, Jared Allen, Lonzo Ball, and Colin Sexton. You don't need to remember that list, but obviously, as with basically every list that ESPN releases, it's
controversy ensues.
Controversy, and it's bad.
I think the easiest one to pick out is LaMelo.
LaMelo at 3. So on the article where I got the list from, it said that this list was based off of potential. But the problem is that Luka Doncic is at number 1, which, if it's going by potential, would mean that he has the most potential out of this class.
I think it includes. It's just one of those. It's just such a terrible list. Because I feel like they're just making shit up just to sound just to cover their asses. Because it's such a terrible, terrible list.
Yeah,
like Michael Porter Jr. Does he even get consistent minutes on the Nuggets right now?
He's a starter, but he's not even. He might not even be the third option now that they got Aaron Gordon.
exactly. Compared to guys like, Colin Sexton at 25, who is his entire franchise at the moment. It's definitely
also like it's
weird.
just like even if you want to put potential in there,
It's hard to even have
tell me that
LaMelo.
Jason Tatum has less potential than LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, like especially like I feel like just because people saw LaMelo this year, they assume he's gonna grow and they assume he has potential. But it's one of those things where like a rookie comes into the league and he starts blazing everyone up, but he has the sophomore slump. And I think one of those things is now they have tape on you, so now they can understand your game in an NBA setting. So now they can actually kind of create a game plan. So I feel like it's almost like unfair to have LaMelo on there.
And even then, like LaMelo wasn't tearing the league.
Yeah,
he was doing pretty well, but like if you look at the Hornets, since his injury, haven't exactly gotten worse.
Yeah, and they aren't exactly this team that was just fiending for a leader to take them over the hump. They were just a bunch of okay players that is just they're doing okay.
Yeah, they're like the so I heard and a comparison I heard that I really agree with was the 2019 Brooklyn Nets. A bunch of mediocre players, but they're just having a good time.
Yeah,
they're balling out and it's working. They're like I think fourth in the East.
Really,
fourth or fifth.
I still don't expect them to make a run. I
fifth.
feel like
they're fifth in the East.
Yeah, I don't expect them to make a run.
Yeah.
But I expect them to have a hell of a time. Well, hopefully, if LaMelo ever comes back this season, which, let's be honest, is obviously doubtful. If, like, playoff time.
Yeah.
If he comes back. Obviously, he's probably not going to be back for a regular season. But if he comes back, we'll play some fun basketball. And I think that's it.
Make the Hornets relevant.
Maybe make them a free agent destination.
For anyone not named Gordon Hayward.
Yeah. But, like, other parts of the list are just...
Yeah, like
really bad.
Like John Morant.
At 15, I was exactly about to bring that up. At 15, if we're including potential, him at 15, what does he have on the Grizzlies? His potential is through the roof on a good team.
Of the year.
Exactly. His potential is through the roof on an actually good team.
So, just to give this list is essentially saying that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has more potential than John Morant. Now, Shai is good, but he's also on a really shit team with no other options. So, I'm not going to say it's empty stats because obviously the year before that he was a good player on a playoff team.
Yeah.
But, I just don't see where he can improve, where Shai can improve immensely more than Morant.
Who is so young.
So young.
And already
freakish athlete.
Yeah, he was just bodying dudes left and right.
And also, Jarrett Allen making the list at all.
I like Jarrett Allen.
Yeah, we both like Jarrett Allen.
Jarrett Allen over Colin Sexton? Like, if you're gonna include him, fine, but
you should be last.
Yeah, exactly. Like Colin Sexton, like you're telling me Lonzo Ball. I mean Lonzo Ball. At best, I think Lonzo Ball can be Draymond Green, worse defense.
Or Rondo.
Better shooting. Yeah, like okay, I think Rondo's a better comparison.
Like Rondo, but taller, but maybe not as high IQ.
Yeah, because Rondo's IQ is just through the roof.
That's untouchable.
So it's like, that's his potential.
But
Colin Sexton is like currently like just leading his team. Like Jarrett Allen's on the same team, and he's not carrying as hard. So it's definitely
also what's Jarrett Allen's peak? DeAndre Jordan?
Yeah, it's
like he's
especially if we're going off if we're like speaking purely on potential. Colin Sexton has a way higher ceiling.
Yeah. Anyway,
for like everything, playmaking, but yeah.
Also, Mikal Bridges. Why the fuck is he number 17, and why is he even on this list?
Yeah, it just doesn't make, especially over the other guys. Like Anthony Edwards has a lot of room to grow.
DeAndre Ayton is better than Mikal Bridges, and on the same team.
Halliburton is like
second in Rookie of the Year for this.
Probably because he's healthy.
Yeah. John
Collins
is better than him.
Is exactly. Even like.
And Trae Young at 60. Like, this whole list is just
yeah,
bad.
it's just there's like nothing like like the top two, you're like, if you're going strictly by best, you're like, all right, okay, fine,
Yeah.
I'll give that one.
Like
to you.
Doncic and Zion Williamson makes sense.
Yeah. Right after that, everyone is like arguably in the wrong spot.
Yeah, like LaMelo, like that's the problem with these lists. They don't pick a certain category to base it off of. Because if it was based on just potential, LaMelo being a number 3 still doesn't make sense, but it makes more sense. But it's also based on, but like you're also trying to base it off talent, like how good they are. So then why is Trae Young at number 16?
Yeah.
But
and even like, why is Devin Booker at 8?
Yeah,
well, that one's a little like.
Why is De'Aaron Fox at number 6?
Yeah, like I feel like Booker and Fox would be switched.
And if it's purely on potential, I don't think Doncic is number 1 in terms of potential.
Because he's already.
Because I think he's already met.
He's the best, clearly. But like room to grow kind of thing, I definitely cannot foresee him being
better than this.
Yeah, like
at least more like more.
He can be more consistent.
Yeah.
But is that really room to grow? I don't think so. Like I don't think he's gonna become a better shooter.
Yeah, like with Doncic, like any future success he'd have would just be completely on the whatever the Mavs can get in free agency or trades. Anyway, so moral story: ESPN is stupid.
Yeah, just like every time they release one of these lists, they're just doing it for publicity. Yeah, exactly. They just want to get publicity.
So now
from
going to
big
the,
channels like us,
the Warriors, because that's kind of our team. Oubre and Bogut drama. It's not really Bogut, but Bogut was the one. So the story is that someone apparently told Andrew Bogut, and Bogut later relayed this in his podcast, that someone did not appreciate Oubre saying that he could offer more than coming off the bench. And you and I both think it's Draymond.
It's Draymond. We don't think. We know. We've never met Draymond.
So
we've seen him, but we know it's Draymond.
Per Bogut's words, we had Andre Iguodala coming off the bench, and Kelly Oubre when did he say? I don't know where he put the word fucking, but he said like.
It's like Kelly motherfucking
Oubre won't come off the bench.
Now, I'm like, that's a little trash talk from a guy who actually has a terrible contract. I was like, it's just so stupid. Oubre is 25.
Yeah, the main point is
he's about to enter his prime.
Yeah, he shouldn't be coming off the bench.
Exactly, especially like on a team that we're making our reload a little longer because we still have Curry and we'll have Clay back. Taking time on our reload. It's not a rebuild because we still have a core of Steph, and hopefully we get Clay back. So the reload is just taking some time. Oubre is 25. He could go to a win now team, make a little less, win a championship in his prime, develop under some super good players. Do a 2-year deal or something,
or just go to a slightly worse team, but he will be the best player.
The bag.
Yeah, like the Warriors are in like that. Warriors are next season will legitimately be the worst position for Oubre because we're not good enough to win a title.
We're just stuck in the middle.
But there's no way in hell that Oubre starts over Clay.
Exactly. We're not gonna be able to give him any more money than honestly what he's making right now. And we need to get depth at other positions like center. So
now what I think an argument should have been is why Oubre said that at all. Because it's the middle of the season. Or
why Draymond said it?
No, why Oubre made the comments that he can offer more than coming off the bench in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Because the guys on that team know that if Clay comes back and Oubre somehow still in the Warriors, Clay is starting.
Oh, obviously. It's just like understanding of the system. Clay is also an amazing defender. Synergy. He's just starting. And we're at the end of the day, we're paying that guy way more.
Out, it kind of just gives off the impression that he doesn't see eye to eye with where the Warriors are going.
I don't think it's even that. I think it stems from the fact that he knows he's gone. because we didn't trade him because I feel like Bob Myers would have traded Oubre for if he got it first. But why would you give a first? Because then you can just sign the guy next season. Because in the middle of the season, teams that are, Kelly Oubre isn't a guy who's really going to seriously get you over the hump. He's a guy that could contribute some solid minutes, but he's not going to push a team who's on the edge, like the Warriors, over the hump. Yeah. So I definitely think it's an interesting situation.
It's like I think he's right that he could offer more coming out of the bench. I just don't think you say that because it comes off as cocky. It comes off as, I guess, in a way, insensitive to Clay because Clay is coming back, and you're basically would be saying, if I'm staying here, I am better than Clay.
Which you're
not.
Clearly not. And Clay just, like I said, experience, synergy, and all of that. And we're paying him on a longer-term deal. So he's going to be sticking around, and we're going to play him. I think it just doesn't help, especially for something like a locker room on a team that's, we're not in the best position in terms of playoffs right now.
Yeah.
So I don't think you want to be starting any drama because people are going to be staring at you, and we're expecting you to contribute, especially on a team that needs help scoring.
Yeah.
Because, Curry can be inconsistent with playing or not.
And Draymond is consistently not scoring, and Wiggins either drops 20 or 30 or not.
Exactly. So it's definitely one of those things where you have to ask yourself, everyone's wrong. Why is this happening?
Yeah, it's like, well, there's no reason. And again, if we're going back to purely the argument of, like, is he actually right? Yeah, like, Iguodala was 30 when he was coming off the bench. We had a year where Iguodala started. We didn't get out the first round.
Yeah.
And so then we said, okay, this isn't working. Well, to put you on the bench, we'll make Harrison Barnes our starter because Harrison Barnes is just more comfortable in that, and we win a championship.
Exactly. And I think age is the biggest factor.
Yeah.
Because it provides veteran presence.
Like, if Oubre was 30, yeah. Then you could make arguments like, no, you should be coming off the bench. But he's 25.
Yeah, it's just, I totally get where he's coming from. If I can go on a team, I don't think he's going to get the Supermax or anything like that. But if I can go on a team...
He can realistically make $20 million.
Exactly. If he can make $20-25 million and the Warriors got like 15, that's a lot of money. Especially if he goes to, a team with more favorable taxes. That's probably a shit ton of money saved. So
and plays a system that runs through him rather than have him just be a stand in the corner and catch and shoot player. So kind of sticking with the Warriors. The Warriors have not been good recently. Now this is obviously coming off. They just won, but they beat the Rockets, so who cares? They have since the Steph tailbone injury. They've had even when he's come back, they've lost some games that they really should have won.
Yeah,
they lost to Atlanta twice. They've lost to Atlanta twice, which they're a playoff team, but it's the Hawks. You still should have beaten them. They lost to the Wizards at home when Bradley Beal had probably his worst game of the season.
Yeah, he was not dropping 50, and they won. So it's definitely one of those things where it just this entire stretch has been. You got to take a look at yourself and be like, Curry's your best player. We get it. But you are not playing a top 3 team in either of the conferences here.
The only 3 games that they have won in the past, I want to say 8 or 9 games, was the Bucks without Giannis, the Wizards. No, they lost to the Wizards. But the Bulls, who aren't even a playoff team in the East, and the Rockets, who are historically bad right now.
Still somehow better than the
Timberwolves
record was.
But still, those are the only games, and we didn't blow them out. The Bucks win was by 1. The Bulls we blew up, but
there's
the Bulls.
Yeah.
And the Rockets, the Rockets almost came back.
Yeah, they definitely. Yeah,
Like
just because they're young.
for a team that had like a 20-game losing streak, we should not have beaten them by 20.
Definitely, and I think
It took Steph scoring 38.
yeah, I think our reliance on Curry is showing hard.
Yeah.
We have offensive contributors. Keyword contributors, but they're not other
initiators.
weapons.
Yeah.
Clay is a weapon. Clay can score 60. As we know, these guys are struggling to score 20. And when we mean these guys, it's primarily Wiggins and Oubre. Yeah. I think. Wiggins, I don't expect
Wiggins not as much, but it's still like it's not as reliable of scoring that you.
Yeah, like bring something to the table. Like I don't expect Draymond to be dropping 20.
I'm gonna in my notes I have Kevon Looney sucks. I'm not gonna dive into that because I think we all know that.
Yeah, he's just garbage.
So what I wanted to point out was Draymond Green. So for those who don't know, on March 23rd or 24th, I believe, he said that he was the best defender of all time. Numero uno.
Ever. In any era. And this is including actually good defenders for multiple years.
So, since those comments here, I looked up some of his matchups since those comments. John Collins, 38 points, which was a career high for him, 12 rebounds. Danilo Gallinari, 25 points, 10 rebounds.
A washed Danilo Gallinari.
Yeah.
Current version.
Clint Capella, 24 points, 18 rebounds. Bobby Portis, 13 points, 13 rebounds. Robin Lopez, 20 points, 8 rebounds.
Scoring threat, Robin Lopez.
Rui Hachimura, 22 points, 5 rebounds. If you take those together, these guys, 0 All-Star appearances, 23.7 points per game, 11 rebounds. Now, there's obviously some flaws with this stat. One, he's not always guarding them.
Yeah, and some of them are clearly mismatches.
Small sample size.
But wasn't that it's like mismatches? I think is the biggest thing with someone like Capella or Robin Lopez. But that was kind of Draymond's thing when he was the best defender, when he won his defensive player of the year.
If you're going to make the claim of best defender of all time,
you got to guard 1 through 5, or at
least 2 through 5.
At least limit 1 through 5. At least show that you can stop those guys, because these guys were having amazing nights versus Draymond.
Basically 24 and 11 by non-All-Stars. Non-All-Star, and these aren't even like, these are guys who might never make an All-Star game in their careers. And they're averaging All-Star numbers when Draymond is guarding them.
And some of these guys are past their prime. Like, Danilo's never going to be as good as he was before. And he wasn't even ever this crazy player. Robin Lopez is looking like he's
not even the best Lopez.
Yeah, it's like his career is rejuvenating as soon as he plays Draymond. Bobby Portis is Bobby Portis. He's just an average guy, but 13 points is pretty average. But 13 boards? 13 boards? Draymond, you tell me you didn't box out against Bobby Portis? So it's definitely one of those things where... And this isn't like a 2-week span.
And if you want to argue, it's like, oh, but it's not always his fault. Like, sometimes these are being guarded by Wiseman or guarded by Looney. Again, best defender of all time, can guard multiple positions. I'm going to assume that some of these... that you were guarding Robin Lopez at some point in the game.
And it's even like, if you're the best defender of all time, and, clearly defense is his thing, you better be coming to help. You better be doing everything you can. So
yeah,
especially with average guys. Like, these guys are not the number one option on their team. So you are definitely messing up.
John Collins is the only one you could argue is the third option.
Yeah, everyone else is just... half of them you don't even expect to score.
Like Robin Lopez.
Exactly. Or like literally all of them. Like, I'm not expecting Clint to be dropping 20 a night. The boards I get, but 18? Like,
come on, dude.
He's just uncontested. It's like
it's basically just Draymond now. Now he's being cockier than his play is.
Yeah, he still thinks it's 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. So this is just ahead. I probably should have said this in the beginning, but this is going to be a shorter episode because we're actually getting our COVID vaccines in relatively soon. So I think we have time for this. So I have it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we've been going about.
Yeah, so I have, to get, obviously a lot of our talks have been kind of sad because basically it's been why the Warriors are bad. So I have a nice little game for Danny to play, which is true or false random NBA facts.
These are going to be as random as they come.
So basically I have 10 facts, and you just simply have to guess if it's true or I made them up. Now, I'm not going to tell you how many are true, how many are false. And just so the order wouldn't give it away, just pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
All right. In his MVP season, Russell Westbrook was more likely to get a triple-double than to make a field goal. True or false?
True.
That is true.
Yeah, I know it because I remember seeing that. That's the season he straight up averaged one, right?
Yeah. Well, one of 3 seasons. Jesus Christ.
What? It's hard. It's like this guy loves padding.
He made the triple-double a joke. So, in his MVP season, Russell Westbrook had a just under 52% chance in any given game to have a triple-double. He had a 42.5% chance to make a field goal. So it wasn't even really close.
Yeah. 10% is a pretty big gap.
Yeah. All right, pick another number other than 7.
2.
Jermaine O'Neal has a higher career high in points than Kevin Durant.
That is so random. Oh, damn. I feel like this could definitely be true simply because it's one of those
Like, why would I include it?
Yeah, it's like Jermaine O'Neal.
But it could also throw you off.
Exactly. Damn, that's a really good one. You know what? I'll go with true.
It is true.
Oh my god.
Jermaine O'Neal's career high is 55. Durant's career high is 54.
Oh my god. Who let Jermaine O'Neal score that many points?
He was like one of the best centers in the NBA in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, I guess I'm probably thinking more of his like later career.
When he was on the Warriors in like 40, but no, he was good. All right, new number.
But versus Kevin Durant, who's considered the greatest
scorer
scorer of all time, honestly.
One of the great scorers, yeah. All right, new number. You pick 2 and 7.
1.
Andre Iguodala's only All-Star season was a season where he averaged 12 points per game.
I don't remember that exactly. That's such an Andre thing because his thing is more like being a leader and being a hard-ass defender. At the same time, I don't want to say true 3 times in a row. I'm also only thinking about Warriors Andre Iguodala.
Keep in mind, he has had seasons where he's averaged close to 20.
Yeah, because he wasn't always 30 years old.
Well, there's a lot of things to take consider. 1, only All-Star season. Has he made more than 1, or has he not?
Yeah. I haven't been paying attention to basketball for probably even as long as you have. So for me, when I like start thinking of things,
kicks in.
Exactly. So it's like, what was it? He was on Nuggets and 76ers, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
1 year with the Nuggets.
I'm gonna say false.
That was true.
Fuck! Oh my god! How am I picking only true?
You just got really lucky. Yeah, it was 2011, 2012. He averaged 12 points per game, and he made the All-Star team and the Olympic team. I don't know why, but all right, new number. Hopefully
9.
The NBA once ordered Caron Butler to stop chewing straws during games.
That is such an NBA thing to do. Like, what? But that's so weird. Chewing straws. I feel like he might have been chewing on something, but not straws specifically. Because it's one of those, like players, chew gum, baseball players get seeds or whatever, but chewing straws, like, what kind of weirdo? Probably shouldn't say that. He'll probably come and beat my ass up. You know what? False.
True.
Are you kidding? Did you do, are all 10 going to be
You
true?
somehow picked a lot of the truths.
Are there false ones?
Yeah, there are.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, the NBA. Well, there's nothing really to go off of that. The NBA once ordered Crumb Brothers to stop shooting shots during games. All right.
10.
10. Kevon Looney's career high in rebounds is higher than his career high in points.
True. I totally believe that. That man cannot score for the life of himself.
False.
Really?
His career high in points is 15. His career high in rebounds is 12.
Oh, are you kidding me? 15 points. The fact that someone...
It's close.
Whoever gave up 15 points to Kevon Looney doesn't deserve to be in the NBA. I don't care. The entire team should be cut. I don't care if it's the current Nets or the current
couldn't
Lakers.
Even tell you when he had it. I think it was the 2019 season, but I could be wrong.
Oh my God, that's absolutely disgusting.
All right, so you finally picked the false.
Yeah, finally. Apparently they
Right.
exist. Just give me a random one. I don't even know.
All right, this is the first one I look at. Ish Smith's pregame ritual was printing pictures of every team that traded him and putting them in the shredder.
I want that to be. That is so. That it takes so much time. That genuinely must take so much time. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if at the start of the season the team just hands him like just binders or just folders full of it. So every time all he has to do is just drop them in the shredder or some shit. I just can't believe it. I just can't. Please say it's false.
It's false. I made that up.
Okay. That's... I feel like that would definitely be... Some, like, like Draymond remembers all the people drafted ahead.
Yeah, that's why I thought it would be believable.
Yeah, like, but he doesn't do it every game.
I should have made it more specific, like every home game or something. Even though I don't know if you
because he can only use the printer there.
All right, I'll just get rid of this one out of the way because it's like probably the least interesting. But Derek Williams, former number 2 overall pick, averaged less points overseas than in the NBA.
True, because he said it's not interesting. So I feel like it might be true because who cares about Derek Williams?
It's false. He averaged 11.3 points overseas and 9 points in the NBA. Whereas I said it was uninteresting because it's like, why would he, like, he's a number 2 overall pick. You're supposed to do better overseas.
Yeah, but 11 points.
It's still not, yeah, it's not that good.
Jimmer Fredette turned into the next coming of Michael Jordan.
All right, I don't remember how. I'll just do we'll figure it out. Gerald Green is the only player in NBA history with less than 10 fingers. For those who don't know,
only?
Only.
False.
You got me.
False. I know that's false. What is his name? Bertans?
Yeah, Davis Bertans also has only 9 fingers, or I guess 9 full fingers.
Oh God!
He has like
you're really walking I'm about to go down a slippery slope there.
no, like because it's weird because it's on his shooting hand, and he's a really good
shooter. That's kind of his signature thing.
All right, the top 20 highest paid players are all All-Stars.
False.
Correct? Can you name who is it?
Okay, no, I can't. Clay, because he's not, or like ever All-Star?
At any point in their career.
Oh, never mind. I have no.
I mean, it was still true. You were right. It was false. Tobias Harris is the 14th highest paid player in the NBA. Has never made the All-Star team.
How much is he making?
30-something million.
Oh my God.
And
That's
think
insanity.
we have, but I have 2. Well, okay. There's one more on this list, but then there's another one I came up with.
Let's hear it.
So the last one that's on my list, Andre Drummond has the 2nd highest value rating among centers, meaning which basically means how much they produce based on their contract.
Oh, on his contract.
2nd highest value rating among centers.
It's one of those things where Drummond, if you look purely at like normal statistics, if you look at points, rebounds, assists, he looks like he's a top center. But when you see his like advanced statistics and like shooting percentages within a foot, it's like he's a bum. So it's like, how's the formula built? Everyone knows Andre Drummond's a bum, so I'm gonna go false.
true.
It's true, of course it's true, because it only looks at normal statistics, probably.
He is.
That is disgusting.
Fun fact, Jared Allen was third. And Jokic is number 1.
What is Drummond's current contract? Or was it going off his old contract?
Now, that is something I didn't say, but like the only way I can see this working out is if it's based on his Lakers contract, which is less than $1 million.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, the last one that I could either have made up on the spot or actually happened, George Hill owns a zoo.
That's true. I saw that on Instagram.
Okay, good.
I think we sent that to each other.
Maybe, I don't
I
know.
would not be surprised. But I remember seeing that. I'm like, out of all players
To own a zoo.
to own a zoo would be
So
the
which
most
one?
average man.
So you got the Iguodala one you got wrong.
Yeah.
Jermaine O'Neal you got right. Derek Williams you got wrong. Gio Green you got right. Ish Smith you got right. You predicted that wasn't his pregame routine.
Yeah.
And Tobias Harris you got right. MVP season you got right. And then Drummond. I don't remember. Drummond and Looney you got wrong. Drummond wrong. Looney wrong. I don't remember what you said for Caron Butler with the chewing straws.
I think I said false.
Yeah, it was true. He actually did choose.
It's so weird.
He chewed straws in the middle of the game, and the NBA actually forced him to
Honestly,
stop.
I gotta give you credit. Those are definitely all. Okay, besides the fingers one in the zoo, because I vividly remember that.
Yeah.
But those were definitely some really good
Also,
questions.
the zoo one was sort of just like if he knows this, because it's not even on my list. Yeah. Do you want to do this again next week? I could find more.
We should definitely try it. I think it was a good bit. Definitely let us know if you guys are interested, and if you have any ideas of your own.
Instead of just a true or false, I was thinking we can do multiple choice.
Full multiple choice. Just completely mess with me.
Yeah. Because I already have some like this is what I think about in the shower.
Oh my god.
These are my shower thoughts. What is the weirdest fucking NBA shit I could come up with?
Yeah, definitely. And if you guys have any, bits and skits, whatever, well, maybe not skits, because that's a little different. Definitely.
Any segments.
Yeah, any segments you guys want us to run, drop a comment down below, let us know, and we'll see if we can do something for you guys.
Yeah, so that concludes the second episode of the Shoot Your Shot podcast. Once again, I'm Zach.
I'm Danny.
We're going to go get vaccines now. You should too. And signing off.
Peace.